I'm Danielle and I'll be doing this with you today. This is my craft. It's a continuation of the swag I did. And first you're going to need some E6000 glue or similar. This is my my leftover paint from doing the hearts for the Valentine swag. Then you're going to need some type of cutting tool. I'm going to use an X-Acto knife, but there's different types that you could use. I have a couple of pendants here that I'll be using and filling in. And then I'm also going to be using some magnets. Sometimes the magnet part will come out. I do find out later that I did go ahead and glue those in. And then I've also got these glass gems. These I just get at the Dollar Tree. I'm sorry I go out of frame a little bit here, but they're just little round glass gems, and you can get those again at the Dollar Tree. They have them at Walmart or other places as well. So with the glass gems, you're going to want to kind of decide where you want to put it on your leftover paint. And you can either cut this out first and then glue it on, but I really prefer to go ahead and put just a little bit of glue, and you're going to want to press that hard so that the glue spreads out. And again, you'll just pick where you want to put it with a little bit of design and hold that hard so that it will attach to the paint, and that way you get the paint and design on the bottom, which shines through to the top. Now you can also peel some off. This paint I found was a little bit dry. I think I either let it dry too long or it was a little too old. But with this, I'm just going to cut it out so that I can fit it into my pendant. And since it's got a round inside, I went ahead and started to shape this into a little round to fit inside it. And it was a little big, so I make it a little smaller. It's still just a little bit big, so I'm just going to use my fingernail here and kind of shape it so I know where to cut it, because part of it fit in there fine, but then there was a little overhang, and I flipped it over because I could see where to trim it better on that back side. And so then I just go ahead and trim it down, add a little bit of glue, and stick it on the inside of my pendant. That way it gives a little bit of design there in the middle of the pendant. If you're looking for something different to do, this is always a good choice. And then I decided I wanted to do a square one as well. And here you'll see that this paint was just a little dry. It kept kind of chipping off and just wasn't working. So I went ahead and used my X-Acto knife, cut out a square, and tried to peel that off, but then it kept chipping again. So I'm going to try to cut it again, and this time it came out okay. And the only problem was I had put this on shelf liner, like a clear shelf liner, and the top of that shelf liner paper was stuck to the back of it, and so I tried to get that out and it wasn't working. So then here I'm trying to go around my gem, my little glass gem, and it kept kind of sliding around. So I'm like, I needed to let the glue dry a little bit more before I tried it. And so I was just cleaning out some paint so that I could get to a different part to try for my pendant. And here we go, we're going to cut that out into a square, peel that up off, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick it into the pendant. I realize it's too big, so first I'm going to trim it. I kind of looked at it just shortly to figure out which side I wanted, and I wanted the side that had a little bit of red in there as well. So I'm trimming it down. I stick it on the inside of the pendant, and again I do my nails and shape it so that I can cut it down. Added some glue and put that in there. So at this point I decided, well, I only wanted to do a couple of pendants at the time, and then I decided I was going to do some more of these gems since I had so much of this paint still left. And you can get paint like this, like when you do any type of acrylic pour, you're going to want to use one that doesn't have any additional things like silicone in it, but you'll just want to go ahead and glue those down. Now here I did let it sit for a little bit, and I'm sorry, I do go out of frame a little bit, but you'll see some of them I didn't let dry quite long enough, so those were ones that I had added on. So I went ahead and just tried cutting around it and then doing it from there because it was easier. So I went ahead and cut around that and then pulled it up from that paper. And then I'm just going to kind of try to trim it. I don't suggest doing this unless you put it down so that you don't accidentally slip and cut yourself. Luckily I didn't, but I almost did a couple of times. So just go ahead and get that cut to how you like it on the bottom there. And then you can either stick it on top of these magnets because that magnet won't come out, or you can get some magnetic sheets or other types of magnets and make it fit your little gem. So here I'm just cutting it out. Since it's round, I rounded this out. It had an adhesive layer. I peeled that backing off and put it on there, and there we have a magnet. And again, I'm just cutting this down so that it will fit my little clear gem. And then once I get that rounded enough, I go ahead and peel that backing and put it on my gem. And there we go. Now I've got a couple of magnets. And you can see that paint through that gem. Now you can leave them as they are. You can add a little bit of something to coat it if you want to. Here I'm just using a little bit of quick dry nail varnish or nail polish. And these little inserts are not that deep, so I figured this would be okay. But you might also use resin. I just figured for such a small insert, I didn't want to bother getting some resin together. And there you go. There's my pendants and my magnets. So this is 2 ways that you can use that acrylic pour leftover paint. And I hope that you like these, and I hope that you'll give it a try. Here they are on my fridge, and remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thanks.